Andrew Bobros here. So, got some more news. This man is cooking. Joe Ortiz is cooking. We just signed Hayden Hurst, tight end. It's two tight ends, folks. We'll let Gerald ever go. I know math. We have one extra tight end than we had previously. So, very exciting. And Joey Bosa also agreed on a restructure. So, lots to talk about. So, guys, let's get in.
Bull Bros!
Okay, folks, as always, like and subscribe if you do enjoy the content. I'm Andrew Bobros. So this just barely broke. And big guys, liking and subscribing is not going to cost you a dime. Just hit the button, please. It helps the channel out. I really appreciate it. Again, Joe Ortiz is cooking. He is Batman at the moment. He's doing a great job, guys. And I'll tell you right now, Tom Telesco really did not leave him or do him any favors or leave this organization any favors. Leave a comment down below. I'm sure these will get spicy, but you know, Joe Ortiz is cleaning up the best of a bad situation. And so it's exciting to see where it went. And I think a lot of teams were just waiting to see what was going to happen. Could you clear cap space? What could you do? Well, he did a lot of things in just a few days, which is exciting to see. So again, he wasn't done, went out and got an additional player. But again, this is what happened at this point. Khalil Mack and Joey Bosa are both restructured. So we're going to have three solid edge rushers, Mack, Bosa, and Thule, which is exciting to see. Leave your comments down below. Are we going to get a edge rusher in the draft? I would think maybe, but we shall see as well. Maybe later on in the draft, I would think. But Keenan Allen is still there. There is some discussion that he might even also restructure or do an extension. I've been reading rumors on that. That might be the next penny to drop, if you will. And then obviously Mike Williams is no longer with the team, which again breaks my heart. But it's really nice, Pat McAfee always says salary cap's a myth. Well, I mean, it's definitely a hard number, but at the end of the day, Joe Ortiz made the dollars work. So again, breaking news, this gentleman right here, Hayden Hurst, signed with the Los Angeles Chargers today. Now, I'm going to read a little bit about what Hayden Hurst is. Again, first and foremost, just want you to know he's not really an offensive weapon for the most part. And again, that's in this offense. We don't really care too much about tight ends being an offensive weapon. We need them to make gaps for the gap and go run scheme that we're going to be going with. But again, he was a former Carolina Panthers tight end. He signed a new deal with the Chargers today. According to Ian Rappaport, again, he hit the free agent market largely because they didn't want to pay the roster bonus that he was set to get on Friday. Very similar to what happened with Joey Bosa, Khalil Mack. A lot of just so you guys know, on Friday is when roster bonuses are supposed to be set to be paid out. So that's why teams are dumping players now, so they don't have to pay that specifically. Again, they wanted to restructure Hayden Hurst. He did not want to restructure. His last deal was a 3-year deal worth $21.75 million and with $13 million in fully guaranteed money. Part of that fully guaranteed money was going to be happening on Friday. So hence why he was released. And again, I don't want you to think, oh, he's a horrible tight end. He's actually a very good tight end for what we need him to do, and that's block. Now, I could see him, he and Will Dissly are really going to be more like fullbacks. They're used very much. Hayden Hurst will be more used like a fullback in this offensive scheme. I think he'll be obviously a tight end. He'll line up as a tight end, but he'll also help pave the way for Gus Edwards to run the ball or whoever the running back backup is going to be. So it's pretty interesting to see. Now, one of the interesting things I will say, and that's not necessarily interesting, but it does bring up the point of potentially why I think they were a little nervous to pay him the money and maybe have him here. He didn't appear in weeks 16 and through 13th. He didn't appear in a game after suffering concussion in the 16th through 13th week in the 10 defeat to Chicago Bears. A neurologist diagnosed him with a post-traumatic amnesia. So, and Hurst insisted this would not be the end of his career. So I think there were some injury concerns, clearly, and obviously, I think this is also incumbent upon him clearing medical, which, again, I've been reading as much as I possibly can on it. I would assume he has cleared medical to some degree, and we should be good. But again, he was a former South Carolina star, moving on to his 5th team in 7 seasons, which is not unlike, it's very common now. It's not very uncommon at this point. But again, he's had almost 200 receiving receptions, about 2,000 receiving yards and 15 touchdowns. Again, he is more of a blocking tight end, but at the end of the day, he also is very good. He's there offensively, right? Very similar to Dissly. Dissly really is more of a blocking tight end. These two are almost exactly the same, right? So So it's exciting to see. And again, it goes into the narrative that we know we're going to run the ball. We're going to power the ball up the middle or around the edge. And that's what you need. You need some big body tight ends. And that's what these guys are. So they play very physical. And that's exactly how the game is going to be changing for the Chargers moving forward. But let's talk a little bit about this man here, Joey Bosa, and then I'll wrap up the video. But Joey Bosa restructured his contract. Now, let me make something very clear about a restructure. Okay, Khalil Mack did that. So did Joey Bosa. And it does sound like we might get an extension for Keenan Allen. Okay. Let me tell you the difference between restructures. Restructures are basically the way they're going to give you the money. Let's say I'm owed $1 million. Okay. And half of that money comes on Friday. Okay. The difference is they're going to say, hey, we can't pay you Friday, but we're going to guarantee we'll pay you that $1 million over the span of, a few weeks, right? Give us a bridge loan. He's still going to get the same amount of money. Khalil Mack is still going to get the same amount of money that was owed to them in their contract. They're just paid out in a more team-friendly way, right? So let's be very clear about that, right? Now, they're not taking a pay cut. They're not walking away. And, so when we say restructuring, they're taking one for the team, sort of, but they're still going to get their bags. So anyways, I wanted to make sure everyone knew that. Now, again, the good thing is, though, if Keenan Allen restructures his contract, we'll probably get him for another year or two because we only have him. This is his last season in his contract. He might be saying, hey, I want to retire a Charger. Great. Well, let's extend you 2 years, pay you a certain amount of dollars, and go from there. Again, he's been extremely prolific as a wide receiver. And obviously, Justin Herbert loves Keenan Allen. So there's a lot to be said about that as well, too. But guys, what do you think about this signing? Again, are you nervous to see the way that this roster is being built? I think it's great. I think bottom line, it's all about, again, number one, protecting Justin Herbert. Secondarily, getting that running game going. And third, getting that play action pass going so Justin Herbert has some more deep bombs down the field. And that's where Quentin Johnson needs to shine, right? Again, we couldn't even run last season in light boxes. I mean, we're talking light boxes and we still struggled to run the ball. So, clearly that zone run read scheme did not work out well for us. So guys, we're running power. We are running power behind a tight end, behind two tight ends potentially, and guards pulling and, GT counters. I mean, it's going to be a very different type of run game moving forward. So what do you guys think? What do you think about the Joey Bosa restructure? What do you think about the Khalil Mack restructure? What do you think about the Hayden Hurst signing? As always, Andrew Bopros. See you guys in the next one.